Hi everyone, welcome to our DFA Skin pop-up clinic. We are very excited for today's clinic, and we put this together so that everybody can glow during quarantine. Quarantine is not a time for us to become dull or complacent. It's really a time to shine, and we put this together because we are super passionate about this stuff. We're all about it, and we wanted to share our best tips and practices and things that we've been doing at home forever that have really helped us with our skin. And we're really excited about today, because today is National Vitamin C Day. And so that's our topic today, about vitamin C and how important it is, not just topically, but internally. Vitamin C has so many benefits, and we're going to talk about those today. I started using a vitamin C serum that we're going to talk about today, and it's one of those things that when I've run out of it, it's noticeable in my skin. Like, I know, like, oh my goodness, I cannot live without this product. And so we're really excited to share with you what we've learned and experienced with having vitamin C. Also today we have one of our experts on, and she's going to answer some really great questions about how powerful vitamin C is as an antioxidant and to everything for our skin. So I'm going to pass it over to Ashley, and she's going to get us started on our vitamin C education today. Whoops, I think you're muted.
There we go. All right, thanks, Wendy. So I'm with Wendy in the sense that once I started using vitamin C on my skin, I saw such dramatic changes in terms of the overall evenness and brightness and reducing hyperpigmentation. After 2 pregnancies, I noticed that I had a lot of discoloration at certain parts of my face and hyperpigmentation, and would, like everyone, get hormonal breakouts here and there. And I just didn't feel as bright as I thought I should feel. So after using vitamin C regularly, I noticed such a great difference in my skin. And I also personally did a lot of blood work from the internal aspect to understand if I was getting enough vitamin C internally, and found out that I wasn't, that I was deficient in it. So I have found ways to incorporate it not only in my skin, but also internally through my diet. The reason that vitamin C is so important is that it's necessary for the growth, development, and repair of your body tissue. And that's why when we get to, when we get to some of the products that we're going to talk about with Allie, those products are so important because it not only helps, anti-aging, but it's actually repairing your skin tissue actively when you apply it topically. From an internal perspective, we're going to start there first. There's a host of benefits that vitamin C can offer you, from your immune health, especially in today's world. Loading up on vitamin C can help to protect your immune system and keep it strong. Cardiovascular health, prenatal care. There's many studies done that show that vitamin C actually helps to reverse the signs of aging inside of your body and on your organs, and to increase longevity. It combats the effects of stress, and just improves your overall bone, cartilage, and teeth health as well. So, people wonder how to get vitamin C, and it's not just fruit and, oranges that you get vitamin C from. There's a lot of vegetables as well. There's so many to name, but I put some up here just so that you can be thinking about it when you're incorporating certain foods into your diet. But the ADA recommends you get 9 servings of fruit and vegetables every day to get the adequate amount of vitamin C. And for most people, that's simply just not practical. I know myself, oftentimes, sometimes I'm just having 1 meal in a day. There's no way I'm going to eat 9, servings of fruit and vegetables out, in one sitting. So I got some blood work done about a year ago to find out what vitamins I was lacking. And my doctor created a custom vitamin for me through Vitamin Lab that has all the vitamins and nutrients that my body was lacking. And it has 1,800 milligrams of vitamin C. So it's recommended that you get at least 500 milligrams of vitamin C in a supplement form, in addition to trying to incorporate it through fruits and vegetables. From a topical perspective, which is why we're all here, vitamin C has a host of benefits as well. It's an antioxidant and helps protect your skin from free radicals and damage by the sun. It's an anti-acne agent, brightening, reduces wrinkles, it evens skin tone and hyperpigmentation, it helps produce collagen and reverse sun damage. There are a number of different products that we personally, have had great results with. I've talked in some of our videos about Clinical's Pro Heal Serum that I really like and have had good results with. My esthetician, Ashley, who was on the other day, talked a lot about Revision C Serum. She likes it because it's more of a lotion consistency, and she even recommends using it at night as well. Vitamin C's are typically just a morning product. And then Skinceuticals, which is what Wendy's been using for years, and Allie can educate us more about the benefits of that product. And then Allie had also given us some other budget-friendly options. The first 3 serums on the left, those are in the $150 to $160 range per bottle. One Love is an over-the-counter option that Allie recommended. That it's about $75 for that serum. And then on Amazon, Wendy and I personally recommend always using medical grade products just to really get the most for your money and really have an impact to your skin. However, if it's just not feasible to invest in a $75 serum or $150 serum, we did do some research on Amazon and saw that the Insta Natural Vitamin C Serum seems to be the most popular and most reviewed. It has over 8,000 reviews on Amazon, and it's $20. So I think using that is better than nothing, but again, we still recommend medical grade products. So we have some questions for Allie today, who is so thoughtful to join us again and help answer questions. Wendy has some questions for her, and then we'll open it up to the audience.
Yes, thank you so much, Ashley. And talking about what Ashley was talking about with not only the results topically for vitamin C, but when she listed the foods, it made me think of that I actually will make sure that I incorporate those foods into my diet. So if I'm doing any like food prep, especially if we're getting ready to travel, because it boosts your immune system. So you could ask my fiance, he's like, we always have a lot of cabbage and bell peppers before we go on a trip. And the reason is because I'm trying to help us get extra vitamin C through our lunch or our dinner. And so I love that Ashley put up those foods, because we definitely use supplements, but the more you can study how to get it through food is just great. And I'm really excited because we have Allie on. Allie is one of 4 skin coaches that I use. I love her. And whenever I'm on Allie's facial bed getting my stuff done, I'm always asking her questions. And the one takeaway I have from Allie is that she is a genius when it comes to ingredients, just understanding the ingredients of products. And so, Allie, thank you so much for being with us today. We really appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Can you, I think you're unmuted, is that right?
I think so, yep.
You're there, looking beautiful as always, Miss Flawless. I just have a couple questions for you. So the first question is, vitamin C is an antioxidant, and it, neutralizes free radicals. Can you just explain a little bit what's a free radical and how does that affect our skin and the aging process?
That might be my favorite question of all time. I love getting that. So free radicals are these unstable molecules basically that live in our skin. They can be produced basically by intrinsic factors as well as extrinsic. So things like UV and pollution, things that we eat like sugar and toxicity, and products that we put on our body, just our day-to-day lives can produce these free radicals in our skin, and they're basically wreaking havoc. So they're degrading your collagen, they can mutate cells, lead to dehydration, just all kinds of bad stuff. So basically, antioxidants like vitamin C go into the skin and they donate an electron. So without getting too sciencey here, basically that electron stabilizes the free radical, stabilizes that molecule, and stops it from wreaking havoc on other molecules within the body. So that in turn helps to slow down that aging process.
Okay, awesome. That's great. And then speaking of molecules, um, what is it about molecules? Like, why does size matter when it comes to molecules of different products?
Well, in the grand picture of things, I suppose it was once thought penetration. So the size of the molecule matters on where it's going to penetrate in the skin. So the old school thought process, I think, was, you put your products on thinnest to thickest. That's kind of where our mind goes with that. Although that's a little controversial these days, I think product penetration in general is a really hard thing to accomplish as well as to test. So I think that's why I love that you are both saying go medical grade, because a lot of those lines have studies to show that those antioxidants are penetrating to the depths within the skin. That molecule is able to get into the skin where it needs to actually neutralize those free radicals.
Very interesting. And is vitamin C a product that topically, is it okay to use it every day? And is there a time or a type of skin type that should avoid it completely, or a time when we should taper off of vitamin C?
So I think everybody out there should be using a vitamin C at all times, definitely daily. So it's important to keep in mind that vitamin C is a water-soluble molecule. So basically that means we have our body's like a cup, and it can only fill so much with that vitamin C before we kind of excrete out the excess. So I always tell my patients to use it in the morning. You're going to get the extra UV benefit from the Skinceuticals side of things, and you're going to get the brightening and all the benefits of that. It's not wrong to also use it in the evening. That's definitely an option, and if your price point allows, definitely do that. I think there are some sensitive skin types that just have to be cautious with the formulation, and it is possible for those sort of skin types to overuse the product a little bit, but speaking more generally, everyone every day.
And you say every day. I know you've always coached me to use it in the morning, first thing after I cleanse. Would you also recommend that you use it at night as well?
You can, if you're going to do that, it would be on like non-retinol nights, maybe nights where you don't have any other corrective serum that's kind of pinpointing a concern of yours. Then you can reach for your vitamin C. It's not wrong to use it nightly in your regular routine either. I just think you get a little bit more bang for your buck to use something else in the evening.
Okay, got it. And we're inside, I guess, not around all those free radicals at night. So and especially when it's $150 a bottle, we do want to get the most bang for our buck.
Liquid gold, I will say.
Oh my gosh. One time, you guys, I had a little sample bottle of mine and I spilt it in a hotel room and I screamed, and Franco comes running. What happened? I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And I was like trying to figure out how to get it off the counter. But then I was like, ew, I can't put that on my face. And I literally was having a heart attack. And he's like, what's the big deal? I'm like, you have no idea. It is like, I literally said, it's like I just spilled a bottle of gold on the counter. I was devastated.
Your fountain is huge.
The trip. I know. Oh gosh, I'm so careful now. I'll only do that once. I'll never do that again. Okay, so another question is, Caitlin actually, and I think you remember this, she had gotten a vitamin C facial once, and it really broke her out really badly. Should someone avoid vitamin C facials? I think you had explained to her why that happened a little bit, but.
Yeah, I think it depends on the situation. If you're going to be getting a facial, I think just kind of more broad here, from someone who's not your typical, someone who doesn't know your skin maybe, or you're at a resort, something like that, I would say to just go with something hydrating. Those are going to be basic moisturizing ingredients that aren't going to cause a whole lot of issues. I think vitamin C, again, it's a hard molecule to keep stable, and it can be tricky to formulate. And I think some more luxury brands especially will go to the more fragranced. They want you to smell that there's vitamin C in the product. So those can cause irritants, those fragrances. But in general, I would say there's a vitamin C out there for everyone. and you can incorporate that into the facials. So in a broad sense, no, but just be careful where you go and what they're using. Don't be afraid to do your research first.
Got it. And I love that you brought up fragrance, because sometimes we want to lean towards things that smell pretty. And the funny thing about this particular product is it smells like hot dogs, which is so gross. Like, still every day I put it on, I'm like, oh God, this really does smell like hot dogs. It doesn't make me smell like hot dogs, but it's medical for sure. 100%. It is not meant to be fluffy and flowery. It is, yeah, hot dogs is a weird analogy, but I'm telling you, that's what it smells like. Deb, you heard that, Allie?
I've heard campfire a few times.
Yeah, it doesn't smell pretty, but it works. Okay, and then and does vitamin C, so talk more about how vitamin C helps with acne and, breakouts and people who are prone to breakouts. Because I know a lot of times people that have acne skin, we kind of have a story in our head about, oh, it's going to break me out. It's going to break me out. And what I found personally is putting all this stuff on my face has done the opposite, because my skin is fighting itself and it wants something. So talk about vitamin C with regards to acne.
That's a great point, actually. A lot of people don't think about the two hand in hand, but vitamin C has so many functions. That's why we love it in skincare, but it has a huge anti-inflammatory property. So it's really great at sort of calming the skin, taking out redness, stopping that inflammatory pathway, which can be linked to a lot of acneic skin. Your sebaceous glands get really irritated and inflamed. And so vitamin C is just a really nice way to not only help to treat that and calm the skin, but as we talked about before, it's really great for treating discoloration. So when you're talking about acne, scarring is the number one concern, and the vitamin C simultaneously is going to help to treat the pigmentation that occurs perifollicularly, so around the follicle basically, and to help keep that skin from getting that purplish sort of scarring coloring that we call PIH.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I've noticed with my skin that for sure it's brightened up any little blemish marks that I've had for sure. And then back to thinking about internal, she said something really important, and that word is anti-inflammatory. I tell people that have like teenagers that have broken out skin, and I'm not an esthetician, but I tell them, you know what? If you got them off carbs and sugars for 10 days, their face would look like it's never looked before. Now, if you could do that with someone young, they have to be really want the goal of having their skin clear, but it's amazing what just keeping your body in an anti-inflammatory state can do for your skin. It does wonders. And I know, didn't you share that with me that you had a client once and a bodybuilder? Share that story about the bodybuilder you had, and he kept coming in and you finally had a conversation. Talk about that really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it was the same kind of a thing. It was the same thing over and over. He was having really bad breakouts on his back and sort of characteristics of steroid use and different kind of hormone usage. And so it wasn't until we really got down and dirty into those internal factors that we could actually correct what was causing his breakouts in the first place, instead of just kind of chasing the issue.
Mm-hmm. And didn't he change his regimen and his diet? And then I think when he came back to you, he was like a different person. Like his skin wasn't the same skin, right?
Absolutely. Then we turned to treating the scarring because we got the active under control, but it just took a few little switches for what he was, doing internally to make the difference.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. That's really, really great. Awesome. Thank you so much. And now,
Allie, real quick, we had another question from one of our audience members who was curious about vitamin C and melasma and how that can help.
Sure. So as we talked about, vitamin C is a really great brightening agent. So it works sort of in a few different ways to do that, but it's really, really great for brightening the skin overall. And it's also what we call a tyrosinase inhibitor. So that basically keeps your pigmentation, the color that's causing that melasma to be visible. It's keeping that below the surface at bay, not letting those enzymes work to bring it to the surface. So you're brightening and helping to treat what's existing, but you're also inhibiting any kind of flares or darkening of that melasma. So I think vitamin C is a really, really great ingredient to add into your regimen.
That's great. That's awesome. We have another question. Let's see. How long should a bottle of Skinceuticals serum last? And how many drops daily? Well,
Good question.
I'll answer from my perspective. I feel like mine lasts like, maybe 5 or 6 weeks, and I just use a dropper full. And again, I don't rub it in my hands. I just lightly pat it, and then I just put it all over my face, neck, and chest, back of my hands until literally it's gone. Is that about right, Allie? You think 4 to 6 weeks?
I would say my boss would love me to say, and Skinceuticals would love to say, about 3 to 6 months on average. So I think it just depends on your consistency, where all you're using it. Some people are not using it on their necks, chest, and hands, which you definitely should. But real talk, you're going to be looking somewhere around like the probably 90-day, 3 to 5 month range.
Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, and I might be off because I've never calculated. Plus I'm so afraid of running out. I always have an extra bottle in the cabinet.
So, and you're getting it from here to here. You're getting all the surface area.
Yeah, and Keith is saying here's last. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I use it about 5 to 7 drops in my palm. Dab the drops along my face, all over, and then kind of rub it in. So 5 to 7 drops, and I might do a couple of extra drops on my neck and chest. And I'm on average about 3 months a bottle for the Is Clinical Pro Heal Serum. We had another question too, Allie. What are your thoughts on a powder C mixed with a neutral serum to activate?
Yeah, so this is a really popular thing that's happening. I think not a bad option. I don't think knock it just because it's a powder. I think definitely give it a try or do some more research into the formulation. We, in my back bar for Skinceuticals, have a powdered vitamin C mask that we mix. I think it's crucial though when you're mixing your own masks to keep in mind the pH of the skin. You want to try and mix it with something that's going to be between that 4.5 and 5.5 pH in that range. So using, tap water is not the best case scenario, but you could also mix it with like your favorite moisturizing mask or something like that. But just be careful what you're mixing with it. But I'm not against a powdered vitamin C.
Thank you.
Sure.
Any other questions? Feel free to unmute yourself if you have a question.
And I'll unmute because I don't think they can. And then if you're in a loud spot, you can mute. Okay, everyone's unmuted.
Okay, I'll ask a question. So I was reading some reviews of vitamin C serums, and one of the criticisms of the Skinceuticals is that it oxidizes more quickly than other serums. Can you explain that? Does that mean it doesn't last as long, or what does that mean?
Ooh, great question. I'm sorry, I had to turn my video off. I was losing internet service. But basically, there was kind of this rumor out there that it oxidized quicker because of the colors of the serum actually vary, and it does darken over time. So that is one of the things with vitamin C is it does oxidize. That's a natural process. However, we tested the efficacy of a vitamin C, of RCE ferulic, unopened, like right when it was first opened, and we tested the efficacy of that bottle with the top left off of it for 2 months. And although the color showed oxidation, it was a darker amber than the serum originally was, there was absolutely no change in efficacy. So we have a white page study on that to kind of, I can show you, I can email you that, but just the changes in color are due to small batches. They produce these in smaller batches, and so that kind of gave this idea, but that has been debunked.
Okay, cool. And follow-up question is, if I have will this help with like light brown spots, like the little aging spots that start to pop up, or is there some other thing I need to slather all over those?
No, this is a really, really great starting point for hyperpigmentation and dark spots. If they're really, really light, like a golden color, it's going to be really hard to treat those topically So using a vitamin C is actually a great option because you'll help keep them from getting darker. But yeah, I would say definitely start with the vitamin C.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Okay, well, thank you so much, Allie. We really appreciate you being with us again and all of the information that you're making available for our audience. We think that it's making a big difference. We're constantly getting comments and emails from guests that have told us that already they're seeing differences in their skin and that they're really finding this to be very helpful during this unprecedented time. So thank you for being willing to participate.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, so that wraps up our clinic today. I wanted to tell you about tomorrow. Tomorrow is our clinic session is going to be called Skin Church, and it's everything that you can do on the inside out for your soul, mind, heart, to take care of yourself in your spirit. And especially during this time, we have found that there's certain daily healing modalities and disciplines that you can incorporate into your daily routine to help keep the effects of stress on your body at bay, keep you calm in your heart, and regularly incorporating these types of methods such as cold exposure, breathing techniques, journaling, and a host of other ways that you can take care of your soul, you can glow from the inside out. And I think without that, it's really not a whole picture. It's not just about what you're doing on the surface that matters. The work that you do inside has such a big impact on your overall appearance and can help you to glow from the inside out. So we're excited about tomorrow. And then we thank you for your understanding about needing to cancel Skin Clinic yesterday. Our sweet, I'll pull it up here. Our sweet Grandma Dale passed away yesterday morning. So we just wanted to have a quick moment of silence before we sign off. And in her honor, she's been watching the Skin Clinic faithfully from the hospital since we started last weekend and was our #1 fan. And so we're continuing on in her honor because she would want the show to go on. So just a quick moment of silence for Grandma, and then we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thanks a lot. All right, guys. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you, Wendy.
Thanks, girls. Love you too.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.